Happening today, a historic day in Washington, D.C. Hundreds of thousands of people across the country watch the president and vice president get sworn in. The inauguration also watched by students at local school districts. And News 5's Ashley Portillo joins us live from Sand Creek High School in Colorado Springs with more.
Hey Allison, I spoke to a social studies teacher here who asked her students to watch that historical inauguration. By the way, this district's still in remote learning, so those students had all day to complete that assignment at home.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Watching the United States presidential inauguration was a class assignment for a group of students at Sand Creek High School.
They are engaged in their nation, they're engaged in their history, and it's always nice to hear their perspective.
Jennifer Scarcelli is a social studies teacher at the high school, and she prepared her students a couple days beforehand.
They had brainstormed 3 topics that President Biden might address today.
On this January day, my whole soul is in this.
And then we went through a little brief history of inaugurations and what should be included in a good inauguration.
Their next assignment was to analyze today's events and topics President Joe Biden addressed.
Dig deeper to include pieces of evidence into those topics, and then using pieces of evidence, create a summary where we will discuss it again tomorrow.
And despite the recent turbulence of American politics, Scarcelli said there was no question about watching history unfold as a class assignment.
Students are genuinely interested in their country and politics, and this is the best example for them to see it live in action.
By the way, spokespersons for D11 and D20 also told me that those districts also allowed students to watch the inauguration anywhere from elementary to high school. Allison?
And Ashley, I'm curious, how did those discussions and lessons vary between those different age groups, from the younger ones in elementary school up to those high school students, like you mentioned?
Yeah, Allison, for example, D20, they told me that mostly those elementary school students were learning more so about the vocabulary words used in today's events. We're talking about things like protect, defend, and oath, whereas some of those high school students learning more so just about the history and the significance of today's events.
All right, certainly a big day for our nation. Ashley, thank you.